This road costed 900 crore. Most morning it looks like this. Busy, chaotic, full of people. You can see the faces of people. Stressed, lost. The expression looks almost same. Not angry, just used to it. And then I realized that this isn't just a road, but the life of all of us. Drive to any city and you will find the same faces, same exhaustion, same expression. But here's what I can't stop thinking about. India has invested almost 8.36 lakh crore in the past 10 years, and this is huge. And still our cities look like this. The question is, where did all it had gone? But here's what I found out. If the budget is 85,000 crore, 36% goes to metro rail. Meanwhile, 70% Indian uses footpath got just 3%. That means metro got 12 times more funding than footpath. It might sound right because we have assumed that metros is equal to development. But here's what the reality is. Metros are spread across 1013 kilometers across 20 cities and almost 1.1 crore people ride on it daily. Till now it sounds like a success. But the problem is it is just running at one third of what was projected, and in some cities it is less than 1/10. Even Delhi, the biggest metro, is running at half of what was projected. And if we look at this chart, the number of private vehicles has gone up by 356%. That means we are just investing money at wrong places, or maybe we are building a wrong model for what a city should actually look like. I mean, think about it. What a city is actually supposed to do. A city exists for one reason, to make us close to each other so that we can build happy and fulfilled life. We all with different skills can build things together. I can learn from you, you can learn from me. And it is different from village because suppose a carpenter in village may be just a carpenter, but bring the same carpenter in the city with the architects, contractors and wealthy clients. Suddenly that carpenter has become a business person. And after all, what connects to each other, right? Buildings and transport. Buildings without transport are as useless as transport without building. But even now that's where the problem gets started, because in the name of development we have put it buildings and transport together without carefully designing that how much space should be given to which entity. And it's not just a problem with one city or state, it's the same template that has been carried everywhere in our country. Back in 2017, there has been a long jam in Gurugram that has stayed for almost 8 hours. And this is because we have built buildings everywhere without even thinking that where rainwater can go. Construction has blocked the natural drainage, and whenever there is flood, there is no backup to solve it. This was just one such day, but there has been frequent jam that occurs from Delhi to Gurugram, resulting in almost $1.3 billion of economic losses. That means it is not just that we need infrastructure for our growth and livability, but also for avoiding this big financial losses as well. The good part is that we still have majority of city to let get transition. Right now 52 crores of population lives into city, and this number can get raised by 72 crore by 2050. So now we have to be more careful and design the city by planning and not by default. Now suppose you are the mayor and you have been given the task to design your city. How you gonna start it? You will first start by collecting all the data. You need to know how your city looks like, how people in each ward lives like, whether drainage system is working or not, and similar n number of things. The last census was held in 2011, and after that the city has got changed completely. We don't have any data to know what changes need to be done at what places. Even if today, if you want to know how much pollution has been increased in the past 10 years, you cannot have data to it because it is locked in the State Department. And the people whose job it is to collect data, 35% of positions is still vacant. And if we see the pattern, everything just gets connected to data. Having a data may not solve all the problems, but at least we will know where is the problem, what kind of problem needs to be solved. Data isn't the solution, but data is what makes the solution possible. And some cities has actually proved it. In 2014, Chennai noticed that walking and cycling in the city was declining. They became the first city to dedicate 60% of its budget to infrastructure and footpath. 100 kilometers of street has got transformed, up to 12,000 tons of carbon emission has been prevented, and almost 2900 cars has been prevented from going off the road. See, the purpose is not to just to show you the problems or the data, but to show you the patterns, that how we are just repeating the same patterns everywhere. The need it is to break the pattern and build our cities consciously rather than just copying the old models that has been carried every year.